What's up? Hello, everybody. My name is Graham Elwood. You're watching Political Vigilante Live. It is Sunday, August 25th at 3:04 p.m. Pacific time. Let me adjust the camera just a hair. There we go. Boom, shalakalak. Jesus Zamora, what's up? Brian, Donald, Laura, Exhausted, Joshua. Howdy, howdy. Ruth, how are you? Funky Tuna. Brian Arbor, Donald Goodell, greetings from Pride City, San Francisco. What's up? Jeff Janik. Mr. Wayne, please save Gotham. I'm working on it. Bob Swanik, what's up? Suzanne Sibler, hello from Naples, Florida. What's up? Lisa Goodeem, how are you? A. Mayers, what's up? Exhausted 11. Laney Peterson, Vermont Bred Smith. Hello, Sam Dean. Sam Dean just turned 40 yesterday, everybody. Give him a big shout out. Show him some love. Hello from Catalina. Taj Marie, how are you? Good day for Down Under. Up the LA Galaxy. Yeah. So the LA Galaxy, it's El Trafico. They're playing LAFC. So whenever the two LA MLS teams play each other, they call it El Trafico because the traffic in LA is so bad. I like LAFC. I'm glad they're in the league. They're fun to watch. The LAFC games are great. The new stadium is awesome. But when they play the Galaxy, that's the only time I won't root for LAFC is when they play the Galaxy. But it's fun. Grandma's Adidas a progressive company, Charles Gay? Probably not. I just wore this because it's a soccer warm-up jersey that I got at a discount. Jesus Zamora Galaxy since day one, right out. Oh, Bernie shit on Mitch today. Did a rally in Kentucky. Outstanding. So first of all, the smoothie, unsweetened organic almond milk, some frozen organic blueberries, frozen organic mangoes, frozen organic banana, Power Greens, unsweetened organic peanut butter, and Vega Sport protein powder, which is fantastic. Hey, Cat B, Ruth Benedict. Shave your knuckles for justice, Ruth. Thank you so much for supporting the show. My power shake is a bowl filled with weed. Nice. Don't forget to support Stephen Cox of Kentucky so we can take out Mitch McConnell. Oh, that's who's running against McConnell. Outstanding. Protein from soy and wheat are GMO. I'd like to see some more information on that. The cake is for Sam Dean. Happy birthday, Sam Dean. So, those of you new to the show, I do this every Sunday at 3 p.m. Pacific. Every once in a blue moon, I got to do it at a different time if I'm traveling or whatever. I'm going to be third parties work. Look at the Vermont legislature. That's good to know. Awesome. Next Sunday, I got to see next Sunday. I'm flying back from the Mines event, so that might change. Let me check when my flight times are. That might affect when I come back. next Sunday, which would be September 1st. But I do this every Sunday. There's 101 people watching, 26 likes. Hit the like button, you guys. That really helps the show when you do that. Next Sunday's live stream. Boy, that might be tough because I'm flying all day next Sunday. Let me see about that. I don't get back till about 6 o'clock. Might be later. Might be like late, like 7 o'clock Pacific time or early in the morning for my hotel. Let me figure that out. But anyway, that's an example next Sunday of when it's on at a different time because I'm traveling. Like when I'm in Russia, it's a 9-hour difference. So Russia might have, I might have to do it earlier when I'm in Russia. But anyway, the best thing to do is hit the bell notification button. First of all, make sure you're subscribed. YouTube is unsubscribing people. I've been gaining massive subscribers, which is awesome. We just crossed 50,000 subscribers, which is awesome. Thank you to everybody. But make sure you're subscribed to it. And then make sure you hit the bell notification button because that tells you every time I go live. Like last night, I just went live. I was charging my car. And it was pretty, it was cool. But also I'll try to, when I do these live streams on Sunday, I announce that morning. So another good thing is if you follow me like on Twitter at Graham Elwood on Twitter, that's where I talk all my politics. But we've got tour dates coming up. Mayor's, Shave Your Knuckles for Justice. Bernie Group's Iowa City want to spread your show bill. Oh, awesome. So Ron Placone and I are doing another progressive comedy tour. And we're doing Iowa. Well, I'll go through the whole trip. So we're doing Omaha on September 4th, Sioux Falls, South Dakota on September 5th, Madison, Wisconsin, September 6th, and Minneapolis, September 7th, and Iowa City, where Mayor's is September 8th. So yes, Madison and Minneapolis, the tickets are going fast. We're going to probably get close to sold out. I'll be honest with you, Sioux Falls and Iowa City the ticket sales are a little light. So helping out like that, Mayor's is great. If you're in any of those towns or have friends in those towns, get those organizations. We've reached out to DSA and stuff like that, but any groups you're involved with, having them promote to their friends, and then those organizations too. You can have them reach out to Ron or myself, and they can set up a table there because we want the Progressive Comedy Tour shows. Many of you have been to them. We get organizations there. We get movement from a People's Party, whoever we can, Green Party. And we want people to get involved in your local community. So it's more than just a comedy show. Ron and I each do 45-minute sets. Sometimes we have a local act open for us, which is cool. And, Jill Stein and members of the Green Party were at our show in Boston. And so we really want other groups there. So when the show's over, we do a big meet and greet. I'll take a photo with every single person at the show. And while that's happening, we have these progressive organizations handing stuff out and getting people involved. So letting those organizations know will really help. Thank you, Mayors. Jackson Facts, Shave Your Knuckles for Justice. You're making Gotham great again. 162 viewing, 62 likes. Hit the like button. How's that veganism coming along? I heard you're no longer vegan, just vegetarian now. Is that true? If so, are you aware the dairy industry is leading us to planetary destruction? Much love. I don't know that there's some sort of announcement about whether. Here's the thing I say. I shop. My home is vegan and gluten-free. That's where I buy my groceries. I can't say I'm full vegan because when I travel, sometimes that's hard. I'm well aware of the dairy industry and what they do. And, sometimes I'll eat fish on occasion when I travel, because it's so hard sometimes to be a vegan when you're traveling in small towns and stuff like that. It's just hard to do. So I don't eat red meat ever. But sometimes I'll have to eat some eggs, some dairy will sneak in there, and I'll eat fish every once in a blue moon. But I'm well aware of why. It's why I used to sort of eat eggs on occasion because I was like, well, I'm pro-choice, so It's okay to eat eggs, but I've shopping, where I spend the bulk of my food money is vegan, because I understand, the dairy lobby has said that soy is bad and whatever else. So I'm well aware that a vegan diet is also what's best for the planet. So I hope that answers your question. Thanks for supporting what I do. What's wrong with eggs? For me, yeah. What was that? Let me make sure I got all the questions. Okay. Laura Glennie, Shave Your Knuckles for Justice. Yes, this is an action for Assange. This organization they came out to the Jimmy Dore show that was in Chicago in July, and they were handing these out, which was really cool. So they and a bunch of people from Action for Assange have taken over the Unity for J live streams. They do them, I think, every Wednesday, and I'm going to be on one in the next week or two. So when Susie Dawson was like, I don't have time anymore to do Unity for J, and a lot of the people in that group took it over, which is fantastic. So that's what that is. Ruth Benedict. Shave Your Knuckles for Justice, Ruth. Got good news from the doc last week, off the steroids. However, I hurt my back and need to be horizontal. Ooh, show Ruth some love, everybody. We'll listen for a bit, but then it's off to bed for me. Love all of you. Oh, Ruth, thank you so much for supporting the show. And, I'm glad you're off the steroids, and I totally understand about back pain, man. I had chronic back pain for several years. It was gnarly. That's why I do yoga. Whoops, got water on my thing. But everybody send Ruth some love. Ruth, I hope you get better. I'm glad you got the good news. I hope the back heals up. Love you. You're fantastic. Philip Blair, yeah. What's going on with the Amazon? I did a video on it a couple days ago about it's on fire, and ranchers that are being pushed by their right-wing leader, the right-wing president, which is awful. It's destroying indigenous communities. It is horrible. And as everyone says, the Amazon rainforests are the lungs of the planet. So if those go, we're done. So go to amazonwatch.org and get involved through that website. Even just signing a petition, donating some money, whatever you can do helps. cureforcancer.co, Shave Your Knuckles for Justice. I just finished a 3-week water fast that repaired multiple cavities in my teeth. Don't believe the lies of the dental, medical, and pharmaceutical industries. Oh, awesome. So go to cureforcancer.co. There's a lot of great information on all of that. That's really cool. A water fast that repaired multiple cavities in your teeth. Wow, that's fascinating. I'd love to learn more about that. Yeah, it's another reason why I was like a vegetarian, and I guess you'd call me a pescatarian, and why I'm trying to even transitioning away from any animal product of any kind. That's good. Thanks for sharing that. I really appreciate that. Hello from London. What's up? The globe is fake. Oh boy, here we go. Yes, I can't believe you're at 50K. Not long ago, you were at 20,000. Doesn't even notice the growth. I didn't even notice the growth of your channel. Yeah, it is so cool. I crossed 50. I woke up this morning and we were at 50,000, which is so amazing. And it's because of folks like you helping the show out in numerous ways, like hitting the like button. There's 91 likes, but 213 people are watching. So let's get the likes up to the same. What that does, just to give you some context here, why I and all the other YouTubers always say that. So YouTube tracks the analytics. So liking a video, the more likes a video gets, the more comments it gets. Even just the thumbs up in the comment section, you don't have to, if you don't have like times tight. The more views, likes, positive comments, and shares a video gets, then the more YouTube will promote it. So, and watching the ads all the way through, if you watch the ads all the way through, I get paid. When you click skip ad, I don't get paid. If you have a YouTube Red subscription, any video of mine that you watch, I get a little income from YouTube. So those are the free ways to support the show, which are critical. You know, that stuff really helps. That's why that stuff's so important. And that's why making sure you're subscribed and all that stuff. And then there's other great ways to support the show. Let's just like come to a progressive comedy tour show. First of all, I will say this. Looks like Moscow, I'll be doing a show in Moscow on September 20th and St. Petersburg, September 27th. As soon as I get ticket links for those, I will put them on my website, grahamelwood.com. If you're new to what I'm doing, grahamelwood.com is where you can get access to everything. My podcast, you know, all of this. And Patreon, all that. Patreon.com/grahamelwood is a great way to support the show. Also, rockfin.com/grahamelwood, which is a blockchain cryptocurrency. I put all my videos up on Rockfin. They're ad-free. When you endorse my videos, they pay me in cryptocurrency. I get a little residual income. When you sign up through my channel on Rockfin for $10 a month, you get access to all content creators' premium content, similar to YouTube Red. And that's another great way to support the show. Cureforcancer.co. Boom. Shave your knuckles for justice. Cureforcancer.co. Thank you so much. You support this show every week, and I really appreciate it. I read that the Minds Free Speech event was canceled at the theater and now be at some undisclosed location. Do you know where they are meeting? Boy, I have no idea. So this Minds event, I'm speaking at it. It's Saturday, the August 31st. It's in Pittman, New Jersey. And it's this organization has been doing these events for 7 years, right? And their thing is like they try to bring like people from all different ends of the political spectrum, right, left, center, whatever. And obviously they brought me to be the lefty progressive. And there's several different panels. And my panel is like, you know, what are corporate involvement? And I forget the name of it. Anyway, so Andy and Gil, if I'm pronouncing that correctly, was asked to speak at this event. And he's, you know, super right, alt-right, whatever. And a bunch of people protested the shit about how being there, that they pressured the theater. The theater said, we're not holding the event anymore. So I don't know where the event's going to be. I'm still going because I don't think that's the solution to the Andy Gios of the world, is to make events that he's speaking at canceled. Because if the whole event gets canceled, then I don't get to speak. People with opposing views don't get to speak. The way, and Noam Chomsky says, is the way to defeat extreme right is with your ideas. The left-leaning socialist progressive point of view is the best point of view for the 99% of the world. The only people that it's really bad for is the 1%. And so that's what I think my job is to go explain this. And I'll go on and discuss with conservatives and debate them if need be, whatever. And to show how, you know, this line, you defeat them with your ideas. And protesting. I mean, Andy, you know, he's talked a lot of awful stuff and he got his ass kicked. I mean, I don't know, as a Chicagoan, I'm like, man, that's what you ran your mouth, you get your ass kicked. You know, we don't need to protest him anymore. You don't agree with what he has to say? Don't watch his stuff. You know, go to the Minds event and don't go to his panel. I don't know. I mean, whatever, but just if you cancel the whole event, you're canceling it for all these other people, and it should be an exchange of ideas. I know my ideas are better than the alt-rights. I know they are. Their ideas are, and I can prove them wrong with facts. And logic. It's pretty easy to do. You know, and you talk the message that's a populist progressive message, people come on board. Why do you think there's all these like conservative Trump supporters coming on board with this show? What do you think all these 50,000 subscribers are? There's a lot of like anti-Clinton pizza gators who watch my Epstein videos, and they're waking up to the realities that it's not the Democratic Party that's doing pedophile sex trafficking. It's everybody. It's the ruling class. It's Trump. It's everyone. And they're having to wake up to that fact. That's what you do. you win with your ideas, because the reason why the ruling class has spent billions of dollars over the last however many decades to subvert this point of view and to keep us divided is because they know it crushes them. There's more of us than there are of them. That's what you do. It's a protesting the mind event. It's just, I don't know where it's meeting. I know I just went off on a little bit of a tangent, but I don't know where it's going to be. I'm going to be wandering around Pittman, New Jersey on Saturday. I don't know. I'm assuming they're going to tell me where I'm going. But anyway, I went on a little babble spree. Thanks, So Cure for Cancer. Hello from Ohio. Invading Civil War. At work right now, I really want to support what you're doing. Will you work on card info and whatnot? Keep the awesome job, Sir Graham. Lots of love from the islands. Oh, the islands, right on. You're doing, so we'll work on card info and whatnot. Yeah, man, there's a lot of ways to support the show. Also, I have a P.O. box. Some people don't feel comfortable donating online, so they've sent me cashier's check, cash, whatever. I appreciate that. You go to the P.O. box. That's a great way to support the show if you're not comfortable using any of these platforms where you'd have to give up a credit card. Cureforcancer.co, right on. Shave your knuckles for justice. 285 people watching, 161 likes. Hit the like button. Hit it. Those of you who are newer, I was like, what's the shave the knuckles for justice? I say this every week and I'll keep saying it. My knuckles are hairy. I punched this, like somebody did one of the donates to the super chat, which I super appreciate. I just went like that. You can see my knuckles are sort of hairy. I'm like, God, I got hairy knuckles. I should shave my knuckles for justice. That's all it means. There's no other significance. That's what that means. Cureforcancer.co said you should raise money to hire Whitney Webb as a full-time investigative journalist for your channel. Oh my goodness, dude. She is so fantastic. Yeah, I mean, that's a great idea. There's a lot of things I want to do with this channel right now. Not a bad idea. Great idea. Where I want to go with the channel next is, first of all, I got to get better sound. We all know this. The lighting I got better. The screen is better. I need to spend money. I've looked into it, and it's probably in the $200 to $500 range to get better microphones. And I'm debating, do I get a big microphone, like one of the really good Shure microphones on a thing? I don't know that I like this. I like the freestyle in front of the board. So I've looked into really good lavaliers, and they're pricey. And also what I want to do is get a second camera so that I can have a guest on the show. You can kind of see my setup here in this wide angle. So what I would do is have a camera sit here, shooting that way, have a guest here in front of like a black drape, and then all of a sudden I can have a panelist. That's a couple grand. So that's where my money's going to go first. But believe me, dude, the long-term goals, once I get over 100,000 and start getting the hundreds of thousands of subscribers, and we're close, dude. Look how quick we got to 50. Is to hire people like Whitney Webb to do Absolutely, man. But that's a great idea. It's down the road. I got to up the production value a little bit and be able to start having people in a studio, but that's down the road. It's coming. If we keep growing like this, it's not that far away. Let me make sure I didn't miss anybody. Jedi Mullet 77. What's up, Jedi Mullet? Making Gotham great again. I still think Epstein was run over by Brian Williams in an F-150 while listening to American Steak. Oh, it's like 5 references in one. So fantastic. First of all, American Stank is the name of the band. When Ron Placone and I and Kim Iverson were guest hosting Aggressive Progressives on TYT, this is about 3-4 months ago. Ron he was trying to say the United States, and he said United Stank. And we're like, United Stank, that's the name of our band. And then some people called it American Stank. So now it's like this joke band name. That's what that means. And the F-150 was some clips where we made fun of Brian Williams for sliding in an ad in the middle of his corporate nonsense. Thank you, Jedi Mullet. You're a good supporter of the show, and I really appreciate it. Hit the like button, kids. 298 watching, 183 likes. Make sure I didn't miss anybody. Boom. Okay. Bolsonaro, that's the Brazilian president, I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right, is absolutely a terrorist. Ask anyone who lives in the Amazon. He hates the indigenous people. He's not shy about it. He only likes a very narrow slice of humanity. Yeah, Brazil's one of these countries where there's rich ruling class people. Yeah. Yeah. Let's see. Where was this other one? Okay. Scripts to clips for series and flicks. Boom. Making Gotham great again by shaving your knuckles for justice. In an amazing Ford F-150. I'm going to give the Brian Williams lean in. So when I talk like this, you guys, it's hard to believe me, right? But when I lean in like that and say, isn't war great? You guys go, oh, wow, he's so believable. Check out Firm's fire map produced by NASA. Wow. It will give you satellite maps of the fires around the world. The fires going on in Africa are bigger than the ones in the Amazon. Oh, man, that's insane. Thank you for sharing that information with me. That's why I love this. That's why I love this progressive community. And I talk about you guys are all political vigilantes because I'm just one dude. I don't have a research team. So when you send me information like that, it's huge. I just got some stuff from Jeff Epstein at Citizens Media TV, a different Jeff Epstein. He's a fan of this show. And his name is in the credits. And some people are like, Graham, why is Jeff Epstein? Why are your credits? Or is he contributing to your show? Like, do you honestly think I'm taking money from that fucking pedophile motherfucker? Like, come on. Jeff Epstein's a common name. And Citizens Media TV, if you want to learn about MMT, go there. Go to my MMT playlist. If you're new to like, what's MMT, Graham? MMT playlist, you'll see the Citizens Media TV, Jeff Epstein, not the billionaire horrifying guy that was either murdered or was extracted by the CIA. Anyway, so sending me this Firm's map, thank you so much. I'll look into that map and maybe do a video on it because there's also massive fires happening in Siberia, in Russia, like horrifying. It's gnarly, man. It is gnarly. So thanks for sharing that information with all of us. Philip Blair, shave your knuckles for justice, Philip. In India, there's a wonderful campaign called Rally for Rivers. They're working to rebuild their forests and have a lot of great ideas. That's fantastic. There's so many good ideas coming up. All right, so I want to talk about this. This was sent to me by Jana Kelton, who is one of you. So let me get this going here. Hold on. Hold on. Oh, give me a quick second. All right. Can everybody see that? Oh, that got messed up, of course. Whoops. Sorry. I want to talk about this event here, and I want to do it, make it as a video so that I can repost it. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Political Vigilante. My name is Graham Elwood. You are all making Gotham great again. So September 23rd in DC, general strike for climate. Go to strikeDC.org. This is on a Monday. This was sent to me by Patreon supporter Jana Kelton. Jana is very active in this environment, in this community, and working with climate change. You can support what I do if you go to patreon.com/Graham Elwood like Jana does. Jana, sorry if I'm pronouncing your name 7 different ways. Graham, Garayam, Garoom Elward. I'm a jackass. This is what they're going to do. And this is the website to go to, strikeDC.org. I'm going to go into it right now. So this is a huge thing because we talk a lot about, I've said this before, we got to stop having these rallies and protests on Saturdays. It's not going to do anything. We need to shut stuff down. That's what this organization is doing in Washington, D.C. on September 23rd. I wish I could participate in it, but I will be in Russia. but man, I'm going to promote it. Here's from their website. We will block key infrastructure to stop business as usual, bringing the whole city to a gridlocked standstill. Parents, workers, college students, and everyone who is concerned about the climate crisis will skip work and school to put off their responsibilities to take action on the climate crisis. This is what it's going to take: peaceful, nonviolent resistance. I've been talking about this for the whole 2.5 years I've been doing this show. It is critical. Nonviolent protest, shutting stuff down. I've made these examples. All of the teacher strikes were all successful. Many of those states were red states where the teachers were successful. They shut school down. Kids couldn't go to school for 3, 4, 5 weeks. That woke people up. Oh, wow, we need to do something about this. And the DSA was heavily involved in a lot of those strikes, right? And teachers need to get how are we going to pay for it? Nobody ever asked that about war, but we asked that about teachers. Absolutely. That's what this strike is about. There's no time left for business as usual. The climate crisis is here. Millions of people are seeing their lives and livelihoods transformed by environmental changes. I've talked about this. We already have climate refugees. We had them in this country after Katrina. Those are climate refugees, right? I've said this before. Climate change doesn't create hurricanes, but warmer waters make them more severe, right? That was like a category 5 or something like that, Hurricane Katrina, without climate change. Might have been a category 2 or something, 3. That's pretty dangerous, but it wouldn't have caused the 90,000 square mile radius of destruction that hit inland. It wasn't just New Orleans. It covered 5 states. I've talked about this before. Climate refugees, climate change helped exacerbate the Syrian civil war. It didn't create it, but Syria went through a 5-year drought. So all the people living in the rural areas came into the cities like Aleppo, and there weren't enough jobs. So when the civil war happened, it made the situation worse. People around the world are experiencing superstorms, floods, droughts, and wildfires at unprecedented rates, with low-income communities and communities of color hit first and worst. Even like in the communities in America where there's like cancer clusters, or they're dumping stuff, or I showed videos when Ron Placone and I were in Texas of like refineries poisoning. It's always in low-income communities, always. And many of those communities are communities of color without a doubt, but even in like West Virginia and states like that are primarily white, the low-income white people are getting screwed over just as bad, right? Cruelly. Communities and regions being devastated by the worst effects of climate change tend to be the least responsible for its onset. America puts 1/3 of the harmful emissions on the planet, and America doesn't. Look at a map. We don't occupy 1/3 of the planet, not even close. So as an American, I'm here to tell you, this is our responsibility. We are causing. There's other countries doing, but we have been at the forefront of emissions and causing problems. So we need to be at the forefront of saving it, of fixing it, right? So this is all from strikedc.org. This is a mass uprising that everyone with climate anxiety has been waiting for. This is an uprising for life itself, fighting back against the forces of destruction. This is your chance to take action to save the people, plants, and animals you love. I say this all the time. We fix everything else, but we don't fix climate change, it won't matter. Women's rights, equal rights, everything else, wage inequities, all of that stuff, right? We don't fix the environment, it won't fix anything. So here's their pledge. And I know you probably can't read all this, but I wanted to copy and just take a screen cap of this. So here's the sign, the pledge, and this is on their website. This September, I will join the climate strike. I will honor the picket line by skipping school or work and putting off my other responsibilities on September 23rd. You hear that? So even if you can't go to DC, you can help out this way and then make it public on your social media. This is why I'm not going to work today. This is what I'm doing. This is why. I'm keeping my kids home from school today because I support this. I pledge to take action with my friends, neighbors, classmates, coworkers to shut down business as usual. So the status quo of delay, inaction, and half measures no longer an option. I'm going to make this strike a priority. Let's say you own a little business and you say, put this up there. We're closed today to honor the climate strike. You can't come get your coffee or whatever. I'm just saying, if it's possible, I understand, like, Graham, I got to work. I have bills to pay. I get that. I'm not asking anybody to lose their job or lose their business or go out of debt or anything like that. But this is important. We got to shut it down. Between now and September, I'm committed to pushing myself to organize my friends, coworkers, classmates, and neighbors to participate in the strike. During the climate strike in Washington, D.C., we will hold ourselves accountable to building creative and strategic nonviolent actions that bring about the world that we want to live in. Go to strikeDC.org. Go right now and sign up. And use this hashtag #ShutdownDC. StrikeDC.org, #ShutdownDC. Support what I'm doing. Go to patreon.com/Graham Elwood, rockfin.com/Graham Elwood. All my tour dates for September, we're doing the Midwest. I'm doing Moscow. Ron Placone and I are going to Australia in November. Progressive Comedy Tour. Go to grahamelwood.com for all your tour dates. Thank you so much for watching. Hey, we made a video. Look at that. So that, I'll separate that tomorrow, everybody, and that'll go up. That thing that I just did, I'll make that a separate thing, and that'll go up tomorrow. So let me make sure. Thank you, Jana Kelton, for telling me about that. So that video will go up, and there's a way everybody can get involved. I talk about general strike, man. You know, I've talked about it a lot. And this is a thing we need to get involved with. This is how it has to go down, man. This is just how it has to go down, you know, and we got to get creative on how to do it. So it's important. All right, let's make sure I didn't miss anybody. Larry Morrow, shave your knuckles for justice. Any thoughts on a Shatner-Darrianne duet? I don't know. That might happen. Shatner and Darrianne. For those of you new to the live stream, we have currently 326 people watching, 230 likes. Let's get the likes up to the number of people watching for sure. So for those, I do a 90-minute live stream, usually from 3 to about 4:30ish, and I usually end it singing karaoke as William Shatner. Thank you, Sam Dean from Australia, for making this happen. It's a fun way to end the stream because we talk about a lot of heavy stuff on the show. We talk about climate change. We talk about Jeffrey Epstein and sex trafficking, awful shit. So I also try to have some fun doing it. Darrianne's a character. If I have a Darrianne playlist, it's this character I just started doing. I just go, hey guys, I'm just some sort of influencer on social media. So check that out. We'll see if we can make that happen, Larry. Corey Heinlein, shave your knuckles for justice. So what this might be, just to let you know, so some of these $2 donations, not all of them, if you're a YouTube Red subscriber, I believe you get one free $2 super chat a month. So it won't cost you any money to just, and it's a great way to support the show. Cure for Cancer, Corey Heinlein. How did you like your discussion with Whitney Webb? That was a fantastic discussion. If you guys haven't watched it, it's part of my Jeffrey Epstein series. Whitney Webb, for those of you who don't know, is a Mint Press news journalist, and she has been on top of this. She has done a 4-part series. I'm going to interview her Monday, tomorrow, about her latest 4th part. She shows the extension of this, how this is global ruling class elites. And she's like, it's the Republicans, it's the Democrats, it's the royal family, it's Mossad, it's the CIA. She shows everything. It was a fantastic discussion. I got so much respect for her. Also, too, and I apologize, I know the sound was, I got to fix my sound. It's an ongoing thing. Every time I think I got the sound dial in, it gets stupid again. I'm not a sound technician. It's just me doing this. Thank you. But the Whitney Webb discussion was fantastic. And, you know, I just got turned on to her work. She's doing great stuff. And one of the things I asked her about was like, you know, why covering this is so important and how it's challenging because it's pretty brutal. And she just said, I'm paraphrasing here, but she made a great point. She goes, Graham, this is my responsibility. I have a young daughter and I don't want her to grow up in a world where this is acceptable, where the ruling class can just do this, because we have to do something about this. She's made it that clear. And I just like, it was so succinct. And I just meet a lot of activists. You know, it's like when I interviewed Susie Dawson like over a year ago, and she's living in exile. And I said, what do you think? What about your children? You know, isn't it different? She goes, what kind of parent would I be if I buckled to the deep state? I'm showing my children what's important and how you have to live. So it was just like the Whitney Webb discussion was so great. And I'm going to do another one with her. So, all right. Man, that's good. Let's see. Ruth Benedict, shave your knuckles for justice, Ruth. You're crushing it tonight, Graham. Damn, you need to be a politician. Well, I did this show last night, this fundraiser for AA, which is awesome. AA central office in Orange County, I think. And a friend goes, you should run for president. I said, you know, that's a lot of stuff would have to conspire. But I tell you what, if I was president, if I was running for office, I'd be like, hey, I look right into the camera. And I go, hey, Jillian Maxwell, I will come and get you. Ruling class pedophile sex traffickers, I'm going to get you. And I would like use, you know, how the president, because of the War Powers Act and the Patriot Act can just like say anything's a terrorist and lock people up. That's why I'd say like, oh, sex trafficker, pedophile, billionaires, you're terrorists against the world's children. I'm going to hunt you down. CEOs of the banks and the military industrial complex, if you don't change, I'm just going to lock people up. No due process. Oh, that's not fair. The 99% gets due process in the rule of law and is innocent until proven guilty, but not the 1%. I would just be like, nope. And I'd say, this is what I'm going to do. That's what I would do. It would be amazing. John Smith, shave your knuckles for justice. What do you think of Hollywood movies like Bad Words and Good Boys that sexualize children? You know, I haven't seen either one of those movies, John, and obviously I'm not a fan of any sort of sexualization of children. I think it depends on how it's written. I mean, if it's just like how the comedy is portrayed, if it's just like kids swearing and stuff like that, I mean, overall, no, I don't like Hollywood doing that. And the more I learn about the Epstein stuff and how deeply connected to Hollywood it is, the more I'm glad I don't work in mainstream Hollywood anymore. I can't comment specifically on those two movies because I haven't seen them. But the more we learn about Hollywood, the more I'm not a fan of it, even though I've worked in show business for over 20 years. Thanks for asking that question. Action for Assange. There they are. This is their bracelet, Action for Assange. They do the Unity for Jave live online vigil. Shave your knuckles for justice and join the global organizing effort. See Action_for Assange on Twitter for days of action and online vigils every Wednesday. Cool. Check them out. Action_for Assange on Twitter. Follow them. And again, it's another great organization to get involved because, as I've talked about, I've done numerous videos talking about this. Most recent, a couple weeks ago, I did how they're screwed over Chelsea Manning by the judge keeping these fines. So when she gets out of jail, she's going to have like $400,000 or $500,000 in fines, which is ridiculous. Because if they can lock them up, If they can lock them up, they can lock any of us up. They could lock me up. I'm an enemy of the state, you know, because I'm calling out the truth of the ruling class and the war machine and the oil lobby. So get involved with Action for Assange, everybody. John Smith, Shave the Knuckles for Justice. What do you think of the German government putting people in jail who question the Holocaust story? Oh, wow, I was not aware of that. I mean, I'll give Germany a lot of credit since World War II. They have really gone very far in the other direction, and for good reason. You know, I don't know. That's an interesting question. And I don't know that I have a definitive answer for it. I'd like to get more information on it and maybe talk with some legal scholars. I don't know. That's one of those things I'm like, I don't want to lock someone up for their points of view, but that's pretty awful saying the Holocaust didn't happen. And I understand then someone would say, oh, well, so Graham, so do we lock up flat earthers? Do we lock up? That's a great question. Wow, John, you're really on the good question run. Man, I'd have to know more about the specifics of it. I'm so on the fence about that, man. I'm so on the fence about that. Thanks for asking that question. Dan Howell, Dan, Shave Your Knuckles for Justice. Hi, Graham. Wanted to let you know about LA Harbor Peace Week coming up and see if you wanted to go. Google 4th Harbor Peace Week 2019 for info. Oh, all right, cool. Thanks, Dan. I'll look that up. It would depend on scheduling because I'm doing a fair amount of travel in September. So if I'm around, I would love to go to it. My goal of this show is I've been trying to go to more live events. Like I went to go see Bernie speak a couple of weeks ago, and I went to some Sunrise Movement events and stuff. I've been trying to go to more of those, but it also just depends on scheduling, you know. But if I'm around and can get there, I'll go. Thanks for bringing that up, Dan. Lisa Larson, Shave Your Knuckles for Justice. Looking forward to meeting you in Ventura. Yeah, so that's also too. I think I'm opening up for Lee Camp in Ventura on September 15th. This is a Sunday night show at the Ventura Harbor Comedy Club. I'm opening up for Lee Camp, which is awesome. You know, he did like a 10, 15-minute set when Ron and I were in DC in June. You know, Lee had Ron and I on Redacted. Big fan of Lee Camp. Very funny guy. Go to that show. You'll see me. I'll do a little, I don't know what I'll probably do 10 minutes or whatever Lee wants me to do. So it'll be fun. And Lee's a pro. He's a very funny man. So yeah, come to Ventura. Chelsea Sites. Where are we at here? Shave Your Knuckles for Justice, Chelsea. Ron also has info on Peace Week. Okay. I will check that out. I'll talk to Ron. Maybe he and I will both go. OTR Trucker, Shave Your Knuckles for Justice. Can we hear Shatner sing Surfing USA later? Book it. Done. That's what I'm singing because I was surfing today. I was surfing with Putin, as I always do, because I'm a Kremlin puppet. Because we now know, thanks to the Mueller report, that Putin getting Kremlin puppets like me. I was surfing during the 2016 campaign, and my surfing with Putin is why Hillary couldn't campaign in Wisconsin, Michigan, and Pennsylvania. So it's my fault. Done deal. Surfing USA as Shatner. That's what we're closing out today's shows with. Fantastic. 355 watching, 272 likes. Hit the like button, everyone. Surfing USA. Everybody go surfing. That's going to be great. Max D. Shave Your Knuckles for Justice, Max. For all the bluster, the U.S. is almost solely dependent upon corn. Corn is a fragile Goldilocks crop that requires things to be just right for good harvest. There is no cure for crop failure. Ooh, wow, good point. Yeah, it's funny too. If you go, and I did this video on, if you look at Bernie's that he just unleashed, his Green New Deal. It's the boldest one I've seen. A big part of his Green New Deal, as should be the case with the Green New Deal, is sustainable agriculture. You know, what are the best crop? Yeah, it's, and you bring up a great point. You know, what crops can we use to make, you know, because I know there's plenty of plastics made from certain crops. That's a great point. John Smith, shave your knuckles for justice. Multiple nationalist channels were taken down this week. Meanwhile, YouTube promotes progressive channels. Huh. Well, but I've also seen YouTube take down progressive channels and leave up the corporate media. I mean, they're never going to call MSNBC conspiracy theorists, even though they are. They're never going to call Brian Williams a warmonger, even though he is. So that just shows you Google, and I'm reading this book, When Google Met with WikiLeaks, Julian Assange book, showing how Google has basically become an arm of the intelligence community. It's pretty gnarly, man. Ricky Williams, shave your knuckles for justice, Ricky. Donation to pick a random question from the chat. Appreciate the channel as always. Thank you, Ricky. Well, let's find a random question. Let's see. Let's find a good question. Let's go scroll up a little bit. Oops, sorry. Oh, man. This is from C. Blaine. Anybody watch that Patriot Act episode about how the Koch brothers make sure public transportation doesn't get done, fix, improve? No, I have not watched that, but that does not surprise me. That's what they do. They have, look, there's a long history. I should do a video on this. So Los Angeles back in the 20s and 30s had an amazing public transportation system. It had trolleys, right? Oh, it connected the whole city. It was fantastic. And then what happened was, and this is through the, I think, not the Rockefeller, one of the Rockefellers, I believe. Firestone Tires and one of the oil companies, maybe it was Standard Oil, which I think was Rockefeller, bought up the public transportation in LA and dozens of cities around the country and got rid of it in favor of the automobile. So Los Angeles, whose public transportation has definitely improved in the last 10, 15 years. I've seen it. I've been living here for 20, 25 years, and it's gotten a lot better in the last 10, 15 years. But it could be amazing. It could be amazing public transportation. It could be like, you know, Shanghai or something, or Tokyo. It could be fantastic, but it isn't. So it doesn't surprise me at all that they've done that, because that's what they do. Let's see. Environmental groups lie about climate change. Don't be so childish. Oh, hey, we've got someone. You're either a troll for the oil lobby, or you've been drinking the oil lobby's Kool-Aid so long you think it's real. Unbelievable. Watch Taken for a Ride on YouTube, and it describes the destruction of public transportation. So the people that think climate change is not real, oh, the not-for-profits are lying to you. First of all, there's so many just facts to come at you with. The oil lobby spends way more money than any environmental group could ever spend, could even think about spending on disinformation. And also the oil companies in the 70s, several of them did internal reports about climate change, and they found climate change was real. They found that it was from fossil fuels, and they buried those studies and then started paying money and creating fake organizations like the American Petroleum Institute that puts out fake research saying climate change isn't real. Because when we all acknowledge climate change is real, The whole, every country, every government recognizes it. Then we have to pivot away from fossil fuels, and the fossil fuel industry knows this. So you're either unknowingly pushing oil lobby propaganda, or you're a pay troll from them. Is the earth flat? Yeah. I put flat earthers and climate change deniers in the same group. Where are we at? JoJo Britain's craziest worm-loving woman. I don't know what that means, but thank you so much for supporting the show. Shave your knuckles for justice. Cureforcancer.co. Thank you so much. Go to that website. Get some information on healthy living. What's the difference between the government and a pimp? The government doesn't make you wear a miniskirt. You and Sam Dean should just start a writing team. Shave your knuckles for justice. Moron, read the work of James Anderson's lab at a Harvard CO2 problem is worse than you think. Oh, you're calling me a moron? Oh, well, fuck you. You're going to get, I mean, just because you support the show, I'll make this very clear. You can say, Graham, I don't agree with you. You don't know. You need more information. But if you're going to say insulting things, call me a moron just because you give me $5. You don't get to be that rude. So guess what you're getting? Rhymes with clocks, starts with a B. Boom. Ricky Williams. Donation to pick another random question from the chat. Oh, thanks, Ricky. That's cool. Supporting your peeps. Rhymes with cock. Yes, it does. Wrong jersey friend going to the match. That's from M Beats. Shave the knuckles for just. No, I wish. As I said at the top of the stream, I love LAFC. I think it's great for the MLS. I think it's great for Los Angeles. I went to a game like a week or so ago. It was so much fun. I've been a Galaxy fan, obviously, for a lot longer because the LAFC is a new team. So I love LAFC. I root for them. And when they play the Galaxy, that's when I root for the Galaxy. That's all. But I love Zatan and I love Vela or whatever. Oh, I live in a city where like two of the best players in the MLS play, and they're both exciting players to watch. So that's where I'm at. If you're LAFC, right on. Thanks for supporting the show. LAFC games are a blast. Galaxy games are fun, but LAFC, that stadium, man, it is so fun. Go to an MLS game. They're a lot of fun, man. Just go. I love that. So let's find a random question from the stream. Let's see. Okay. Let me find an actual question here. Does anyone have a question? Everyone's putting their. I'm trying to answer regular. Well, here's somebody just paid to have me answer a regular question. That's what is going on. So I'm trying to find one. Here we go. Megatom, could you talk about the military's laser plasma crowd control system? Boy, I don't know much about that at all. I wouldn't doubt that the military has like some crazy crowd control thing, because look at the militarized police. And just seeing what's happening in Hong Kong, they're actually combating what the cops are using. So I don't know. I don't know enough about that specific thing to give a definitive answer, but the ruling class is very aware that more people are striking. You look what's happening in Hong Kong, you look at what's happening in France, and so they've got to be scrambling on how do we handle more crowd control. And that's why I want it to be peaceful and nonviolent, because when you get violent, then that gives them the excuse to just unleash whatever weapons they got. And in America, we've been militarizing the cops for the better part of 3 decades or 4. So it makes me a little worried. Oopsie! Shave your knuckles for justice. Globalclimatestrike.net, #ClimateStrike. All right, thank you for that. Thank you for that address. Cureforcancer.co. Shave your knuckles for justice. Fox News did a story claiming Tulsi won't make the next debate. Do you know what the status on that is? I'm not sure. I think it's still up in the air, but after what she did to Kamala in the last one, I'm sure there was like a concerted effort to make sure she doesn't make the stage. Weird how Tulsi, who goes after Kamala Harris, the first debate in June, goes after that guy that doesn't know what he's talking about, Ryan, whatever, one of those dead weight mopes. One of those guys like, who's that? I've never heard of this. Who's this guy? Goes after him for his improper stance on Afghanistan. Goes after Kamala Harris for her record of locking people up, which Kamala she did not see that coming. So they're like, ooh, we need her out of there. And then, billionaire Tom Steyer, who I'm going to talk about him in a second, has a history of hedge funds and money for coal and private prisons. He just miraculously gets on the stage like that, just automatically. Tom Steyer. So I don't know. I hope Tulsi. I've signed a petition. I donated to Bernie, Tulsi, and Mike Gravel. Those are the 3 candidates I donated to because I wanted them all 3 on stage. Gravel had to drop out, because they screwed him. So I want Tulsi on that stage. I don't know. I don't know the status. I hope she still makes it. Sam Dean, shave the knuckles for justice. There goes Marlon Shatner's neighborhood. Who are the people in the neighborhood? Bob Swanik. Football season starting. Bob, you excited for the Jets? Whitney Webb is awesome. Saw her on George Galloway's show. Mind blown. So looking forward to part 2. Keep growing. Gives me hope. Thanks, Bob. Yeah, Whitney Webb. I'm finding these real journalists that are out there. And, she's... every time I meet somebody like this, I'm so impressed, and it does give me hope too. Like when I first met Susie Dawson, and talking to Whitney Webb, and I'm just so impressed. So impressed. This is what real activist, independent journalism, investigative journalism really is. It's like what the Spotlight team did for the pedophile priest crisis in Boston. She's fantastic, man. Andrew Dwyer, shave your knuckles for justice, Andrew. Favorite YouTube show besides you and Jimmy's? Well, it's hard to say. I don't want to I got a lot of friends that YouTube. I love Empire Files. I love, again, talk about an investigative journalist. What Abby and Mike Preisner do at Empire Files is so in-depth. I mean, I really have a lot of, I like that show a lot, man. That show's pretty badass. But I mean, I like Kim Iverson, obviously Ron Placone. I watch Kyle Kalinske. I don't know Kyle personally. I like Tim Black. I obviously like the Convo Couch. I like what everyone over there is doing. So, but I'd say Empire Files is the show that I watch fairly regularly. And man, they just do, it's like investigative documentary. It's just, I love what they do. OTR Trucker, shave your knuckles for justice. Big oil pays TV media to convince us to say that climate change is a hoax. If you repeat that crap, you're a salesman for oil. Believe it, and you're a tool. Absolutely. It's so funny to people that people can't just see the simple economics of this. The global oil industry makes billions and billions of dollars. So they have such a vested interest in keeping that going. And look, reports are coming in from all these different people. 97% of all scientists from every country on the planet are like, climate change is real. It's happening. Like, it's cyclical. Species are going extinct. That's not cyclical. Tides rising. That's not cyclical. When Florida's underwater, is that when you're going to wake up? It's just preposterous. People can't see how simple it is. They think there's this global conspiracy of what? The Sierra Club? You think the Sierra? Okay. Put however much money they make, put it next to the oil companies, and you'll see there's not an ounce. It doesn't make sense at all. Never trust big companies. Never trust big business. Never trust them, ever. Sam Dean, Marlon Shatner might as well jump. Little Daddy Mike will make you jump. Or you're talking about might as well jump. The Van Hagar. Megaton. Hey Graham, thank you Megatom for supporting the show. Would you consider making the article suggestion option available for Patreon supporters again? It says it's full, maybe for higher dollar amounts. Okay, I'll consider that. One of the reasons I limit that is because like it's 40, I think, a month, which is a lot of articles. So I don't want to fall behind, which the last month has kind of happened a little bit, because like when something like the Epstein case happens, that has taken a lot of my time to do a lot of research and a lot of different videos on that. So then I don't want the Patreon people that are suggesting great topics to get like I don't have enough time for them. So I can't increase the number of people. But I'll think about that. One of the things I think about is that the $5 bonus audio level and the article, the topic people. So the topic people don't get access to the $5 bonus audio, and the $5 bonus audio people don't get to submit articles. So I feel like maybe I should make the bonus article thing like a couple dollars more, $6 or $7 a month. And that way they get access to the bonus audio. I don't know. It's a good suggestion, and let me try to figure that out. The Trash Trophyist. Shave your knuckles for justice. Any chance you do an Epstein episode of Tinfoil Hat with Sam Tripoli and Tim Dillon? You know, I love Sam. Sam's a buddy of mine. We both record at the All Things Comedy Network. Yeah, I would love to talk to Sam about that. Yeah, it's been a while since I've been on Tinfoil Hat. I'll reach out to Sam and make that happen. Thanks for bringing that up, man. Kilkenny B, right on. Shave him. Justice. Making Gotham great again, Kilkenny. Cureforcancer.co. Shave your knuckles for justice. You refer to rich white people in a derogatory way. You should ask yourself why you never say rich Jewish people or rich Asian people in the same fashion. To put it nicely, you have a bias. That's accurate. I talk about the ruling class a lot and wealthy people, the wealthy and the 1% a lot. And there are people of all ethnicities in the 1%, and many of them are doing awful things. You're not wrong there. You're not wrong on that. But let's be honest, it's been primarily throughout history wealthy white people that are doing awful things. Plenty of wealthy white people that have also done some good stuff. But if you look at the history, look at the Rothschilds and the Rockefellers and all those families, man, they're mostly white. Again, people of other ethnicities have gotten wealthy and have done awful things and abused power. Absolutely. Absolute power corrupts. Absolutely. I'll say that. Yeah, maybe I got a little bit of a bias. Jedi Mullet 77. Thank you for supporting the show. Have you considered visiting Whiskey Hill Farms in Watsonville to see permaculture at work? Meet David Bloom, author of Alcohol Can Be a Gas. No, I have not, but thanks. I'll try to look into that. That'd be cool to go. Again, it's like one of those things of like, I'd like to go out in the field more and do more like reporting in the field. That's part of what the Russia trip is to show people what Russia is like. But I'll try to get up there, man. That's a cool, I would love to see that. I appreciate you bringing that up. Michael Rose, shave your knuckles for justice. Largest polluter on the planet, U.S. military. You got that right. I've talked about that numerous times. Kay Payden. Kay, thank you so much for supporting the show. How can people say they care about the Amazon is going up in flames or about climate change and still eat animal products, dairy, eggs, etc. is directly connected? Saying it's too hard doesn't help our kids' future. Yeah, it's a good point. It's why I stopped eating red meat 2 decades ago, because a lot of what they're doing, a lot of this setting everything is cattle ranchers. It's cattle ranchers and dairy and cattle beef in the Amazon. They're the ones setting the forest on fire, the rainforest on fire. So it's why, like I said, I don't buy any. I purchase vegan for the most part at home. When I go out to eat, when I'm traveling, sometimes it's like it's my only option, because when you're on the road, it's hard when you travel. But you bring up a great point. Going pure vegan, maybe I should just try to go as vegan as I can when I travel. Like, I don't know how the fuck I'm going to do that in Russia. Boy. And that's like how many, I can only eat so many salads when that's the only vegetarian vegan option on the whole menu and you're out to eat is like a salad. It's like I can only eat so many salads, man. But it's a great point you're bringing up. And most people don't know that. It's not the wood people. It's not the lumber industry, the timber industry in the rainforest. It's the cattle industry that's cutting down the rainforest and setting it on fire. Sam Dean, shave your knuckles for justice. Boris Johnson embarrasses Trump at G7. Explore. Okay. Yeah, I heard Trump just made a deal with Japan with Shinzo Abe, Shinzo Abe is pretty right wing. J McG, shave him. Seen the Star Wars Mandalorian trailer? Thoughts? Have I seen that trailer? No, I haven't seen that yet. I love Star Wars. Let's go do this. I want to talk about Tom Steyer, who Tom Steyer really is. Boom, Tommy Steyer. Hey, everybody. You're watching The Political Vigilante. My name is Graham Elwood. You can support the show by going to patreon.com/Graham Elwood and submit articles like this. This was submitted from Citizens Media TV. His name's Jeff Epstein. Not that one. This is a good Jeff Epstein who talks about MMT. And so Tom Steyer was just able to jump into the race on his own. Tulsi Gabbard's probably going to get blocked, even though she has enough donors. But Tom Steyer, billionaire, gets in there. So let's find out Tom Steyer. He claims to be a progressive billionaire. Here's what the LA Times said about bets. Tom Steyer's bets on private prisons and coal mining could spell trouble in 2020. Who is Tom Steyer? How do we know this guy? Well, he started his career in Wall Street in the late 1970s, grew up in Manhattan at Morgan Stanley, and worked later on mergers and acquisitions at Goldman Sachs. You might have heard of Goldman Sachs. They've been in every presidential cabinet since Reagan. They helped create the last global recession in 2008. They also, Hillary Clinton got paid $6,000 to do 3 speeches for Goldman Sachs. And one of those speeches, she said, we need to stop this anti-banking attitude. So there's where Tom Steyer comes from. That's his bloodline. In 1986, he opened Ferellian, which grew from 9 million to 36 billion. He boasts about that. I grew this company, one of these self-made billionaires. Now, you were born into privilege. You were groomed to work in this Wall Street evil world. And now you think you're going to be the best president? So going to cureforcancer.co, why does a rich white guy think he's automatically more qualified? Yeah, I do have a bias. When Tom Steyer was running a hedge fund in 2000, he wrote a letter telling some wealthy investors their money would soon flow through an offshore company that would shield their gains from U.S. taxes. So we know he will protect the ruling class if he's president. That's why he's just automatically brought into the debates without any question, right? But this hedge fund, what did it invest its money in? Green energy? Did it in green energy, like cleaning the water supply, ending fracking? Is that what it? No. Oh boy, coal and private prisons. Coal and private prisons. I'll get into that in a second. So a key liability is Farallon's 2005 investment of $34 million in Corrections Corp of America, which runs migrant detention centers on the U.S.-Mexico border for ICE. Tom Steyer said, when I found out about this, I immediately divested. Oh, boo-hoo. You found out, oh, this could hurt me publicly. Give me a break. Private prisons. Boy, Steyer and Kamala should run together. That's a great platform. Locking up poor people for America. Oligarch's wet dream. Steyer, Kamala, Harris, Steyer, whatever it would be, they would love it. The fund's history of investing in fossil fuel projects, including a giant coal mine in Australia. Oh, wow. I'm going to talk about this when Ron Placone and I perform in Australia in November. Tickets available at grahamelwood.com. The owners overcame protests by environmentalists, this is in Australia, and won permission. See, the wealthy can buy politicians in countries all over the world, even Australia, not just America, to clear 3,700 acres of forest that served as a koala habitat and mine 12 million tons of coal per year. That's Tom Steyer. That's who Tom Steyer is. Yeah, like any good billionaire, he can go to whatever country, wherever there's a place where he wants something to help his bottom line, screw over habitat, screw over indigenous people, screw over the working class, screw over anybody. That's Tom Steyer. And he wants to impeach Trump. How are you better than Trump? Huh? How are you better? You're not as vulgar. You're not as disgusting. Maybe you don't have, sexual assault accusations. Oh, so now we're getting into lesser of two evil. You're just not as horrible. You're not a disgusting human being. You're just a greedy asshole. Fantastic. But what else? Where else was he connected? Let's see what is, maybe he just grew up in the wealth and he's really decided it's time for me. Maybe the last couple years he's really been being very progressive. Oh, billionaire Tom Steyer steps down from Clinton-linked think tank amid the 2020 run for president. This came out August 7th. Huh. Oh, which think tank are you talking about, Graham? The Center for American Progress. That disaster of a train wreck run by none other than Neera Tanden. The CEO of Center for American Evil, Fake Progressive Bullshit, confirmed that Steyer stepped down as director of the organization board when he decided to run for president. So just up until a couple of weeks or months ago, he was running that thing, right? He was director of the organization. That's his history. Hedge funds, private prisons, coal, and Center for screwing over progressives so the Democratic Party can run a neoliberal corporate warmongering platform and tell you, shut up, we're the lesser of two evils. The Center for the Lesser of Two Evils, that's where Tom Steyer's from. But hey, Graham, he started Next Gen. Oh, Next Gen. Okay, Next Gen. Started Next Gen Climate and Environmental Action Group the year after he left the VC company where he was for 26 years. I smell just some political posturing. This sounds like Liz Warren's green military. We need to green up our military. So we can just say, I'm from next gen, and this is why Trump is awful, right? So yes, next gen is the Clinton style of neoliberalism. Let's just be a millimeter to the left of the Republicans. So they're not going to deny climate change. They're going to do this climate protecting, right? But remember when Obama had the House and the Senate, and he could have passed sweeping environmental legislation. He could have started the Green New Deal in 2009, 2010. We could be 9 years into a Green New Deal. Instead, we're fighting for our lives. So this is just that, like, I'm going to just be just a hair to the left of the Republican Party. And I'm going to claim to be some big liberal. This is Tom Steyer, another corporate billionaire ruling class. So we know he's going to give the billionaires tax breaks because that's what he did. Yeah, he'll do it. If he were to become president, you know what he would do? He'd protect Roe v. Wade. He'd either revert back to some Obama era climate, environmental protections that were just sort of mild, but this is like Joe Biden's middle ground climate policy and Liz Warren's green military and Kamala Harris's private prison locking up 120,000 people of color in the state of California and protecting pedophile priests, all wrapped in. He's got all that. He's got all those horrifying boxes checked. Tom Steyer, boo. Take your $1.6 billion and actually just spend it on fixing the environment. Why don't you go down to the Amazon instead of, I'm going to spend my own money on my campaign. Why don't you go stop what's happening in the Amazon right now? Why don't you do that? Why don't you put solar panels on low-income family housing all throughout the state of California? Why don't you do that instead of these fake things that you start with your bullshit hedge fund money? My name's Graham Elwood, the Political Vigilante. Patreon.com/Graham Elwood, Rockfin.com/Graham Elwood. And check out the Progressive Comedy Tour. Ron Placone and I are coming in September 4th through the 8th. Omaha, Sioux Falls, Madison, Wisconsin, Minneapolis, and Iowa City. I will be in Moscow September 20th, St. Petersburg September 27th. Those ticket links will be up soon. And as I said, we're going to Australia. November 14th, Melbourne, November 15th, Adelaide, November 17th, Sydney, November 22nd, Perth. Melbourne and Sydney, the tickets are going fast. Those shows will sell out. We're 3 months out and we're already selling like a lot. So check that out, everybody. Thank you for making Gotham great again. Ooh, that clip I'll drop tomorrow. How about that, guys? Multi-purpose content. I'm a content creator. Multi-purpose, meow, 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 meow. 340 people watching, 341 likes. Boom. Now we're getting close to the song. Why am I going to Russia? I'm going to Russia because I want to do a little documentary. I'm going to do like a little 30-minute documentary on what life in Russia is actually like. And many of you, I did an Indiegogo, helped fund it. And luckily it was a time of year where plane tickets were cheap. And I've, got some friends I can stay with and some hotels through some of these gigs and stuff like that. So the travel expenses are going to be pretty minimal. And I'm already setting up. I've already talked as like a fan of the Jimmy Dore show and this show, who is Russian, grew up in Moscow. And I'm going to interview Russians about what life is really like there. One of the things I spoke to them, over the phone, and they were like, here's the number one misconception, Graham. We hear Americans talk about how America won the Cold War. Americans always say we won the Cold War. And they're like, she's like, what are you talking about? Russians, we didn't like communism. We helped change our own country from within. What did America didn't do this? It's so funny. Just American arrogance and the propaganda machine of capitalists thinking we won, So that's what I'm going to Russia for. And I'm going to interview a lot of people as a result. Where are we at here? Jackson Facts. Jackson, shave your knuckles for justice. Lifestyle changes are difficult, but not impossible. Absolutely true. Should we boycott animal agriculture, the leading cause of species extinction, deforestation, ocean dead zones, world starvation, and all major human health I think you're right. I can tell you, as somebody, look, I grew up in Chicago in the Midwest, meat eater, beef sandwiches, all that kind of stuff. I used to drink. I used to do all the stuff. You can do it. And one thing I would say, if you can, go incrementally. I know I'm not a big incremental change, but like to do big lifestyle changes, just waking up one day and just stopping all of these things. If that's difficult or challenging or seems like too big of a mountain, then just eliminate this. Just stop dairy. Stop that. Stop dairy. Just get rid of red meat. But you're right. I think it's important. I think it's important. So I'm moving more and more towards being completely vegan. No fish, no nothing, none, no matter what. I'm really moving towards that. I got to see how that works when I travel, because I'm very physically active. And like, if I'm just eating vegetables, I got to have protein. I got to have a lot of things. So, and I get hungry as shit, man. Whew. But you're right, Jackson. Michael Carriage, if I'm pronouncing that correctly. Rising tides are threatening the Navy docked at Norfolk. Surprised the military-industrial complex isn't more on board with green tech. That's a great point. Thanks for bringing that to our attention. Yeah. I've done videos. I've shown you the federal organization, NOAA, the National Oceanic, I forget what the rest of the anagram is, their map, a federal organization showing what the shorelines of North America are going to look like in 2030, in 2040. That naval yard's going to have to go. It'll be gone. Like, it's going to affect everybody. You can say it's not happening all you want, but it will affect you. Science and climate change doesn't care if you agree with it or not, because it's coming. It's like saying, I don't believe the sun sets. It's setting tonight no matter what. It's happening. It's happening. AP, shave your knuckles for justice. Do you think from all the minorities in Middle East, reason Kurds are being brought in mainstream media is the expansion of Israel via establishment of Kurdistan, aka balkanization of Syria, Iraq, and Iran? Wow, that's a great question. I don't know enough about that to comment on it. Yeah, I don't know enough about that. I'm not sure. It's a great question. I wish I knew more about it. If I did, I would answer it. Thanks for supporting the show. Sam Dean, shave your knuckles for justice. Serious question. Where are the Freemasons in this? Yeah, who knows? I'm always on the fence. Like, are the Freemasons good, or are they like an evil secret organization? Like, I don't know. They got to be somewhere involved in this. I'm a little leery of secret organizations. Oopsie, shave your knuckles for justice. I want them all on stage on C-SPAN with Joe Rogan and the interviewer. Frig the DNC debates, retweet the hashtag climate debate hashtag on Twitter at DNC. Tom Perez sucks big time. Yes, thank you for bringing that up. The trash trophyist, shave your knuckles for justice. Oh, thrash. I'm sorry, dude. Or girl, my bad. It's pronounced thrash as in thrash metal, trophyist as in a trophyist. Thanks for looking. Thanks. Looking forward to it. My bad. When I mispronounce stuff, guys, please don't take it personally. I'm sorry. Thank you for supporting the show. M Beats. So I have an extra ticket for tonight's match. Your Twitter DMs aren't open. Oh, wow. Well, let me look into that when the stream's done. That might be cool. Thank you. Finding Neo, shave your knuckles for justice. Hey, Graham, come back to Vegas. Yeah, so much fun. Ron and I had so much fun last month. We will be back there, guys. That was the first return show of the Progressive Comedy Tour. It's the first city we've returned to is Vegas. We're setting up all kinds of shows, man. Northern California. We'll be back to Florida again. You know, so here's the thing: if you want us to return, which is why we came back to Vegas, is because we had a good turnout the first time, and we had a good turnout last month. So Iowa City, Sioux Falls, South Dakota, Omaha, I'm talking to you. Got to get those ticket numbers up. Madison, Minneapolis, the ticket sales are already great. Like those two cities, it's guaranteed we'll be back. But those other three cities, if you want us to come back, make sure there's a good turnout, because it's just the realities, the financial realities of traveling on the road. It's Ron and I. We're paying our own travel, our own rental car, our own hotel, buying our own food, all that stuff. So we got to have decent ticket sales. I mean, that's just the reality, because the venue needs to make money. If the venue doesn't make money and Ron and I don't make money, there's really no sense in coming back. So get the word out if you live in those areas. Get organizations to show up. You know, any big organizations that want to like set up a table and hand information out at the end of the show, have them reach out to me, because I can, you know, we can give them that organization a couple free tickets and maybe even give discounts to their staff or volunteers. So that reach out to me. Cureforcancer.co, shave them. America is appropriately named after Amerigo Vespucci, a banker and a slave owner. I never referred myself as an American. That's a good point. Sam Dean, shave the knuckles for justice. Genuine theory. Trump keeps saying Meghan Markle is nasty, but what if his brain has fused her with Meghan McArdle, who said, I'm not Trump's dog and I don't know what's wrong with him, dementia style. Oh, that's a good point. Cureforcancer.co. For the record, the Rothschilds are Jewish. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe. I thought they were like big Anglos. The first Rothschild was like a big Anglo. Anglos are the best in the 1800s. The what's his name? Whatever. Mortimer Rothschild the first or whatever. He was the one that helped create World War I. That's my understanding. Plantastic Life, Dominic. How are you? The premiere of the film, The Game Changers, on September 16th. One night only at a theater near you. Get info at their website. Okay, go to The Game Changers. Look that up. Cool. So they're doing like a rollout or a one night. Cool. Check that out. Fantastic. Good to have you. A. Mayors will see you in Iowa City, September 8th. Insurance codes know their time is ending. Aetna is bribing my coworkers with Apple Watches so they can track their private activity. Not fascist at all. God. Of course they are. Thank you for sharing that. Boy, when you see the realities, it's insane. It's insane. Cuttafill. Boom. Good to see you on the show, Cuttafill. What do you think of the new Impossible Whopper at BK? I remember Jimmy comparing Beyond Meat and Impossible Burger about a year ago. No deep thinking points for me this weekend. Just wanted to donate money. Thank you, Cuttafill. I haven't had an Impossible Burger yet. I like the Beyond Meat, although someone's emailed me, Graham, Beyond Meat is GMO and it's awful and whatever. I need to see more information. You can't just, if you just tell me that, Graham, it's that. You got to give me some data, some facts, and some information on that. But yeah, so last night when I was charging my car, Carl's Jr. has a Beyond Burger. It's really good. My thoughts on the big chains, provided the patty isn't like some Monsanto nightmare that they're trying to make seem hippie, provided it's not that. I'm in favor of it for these reasons. Because what will change the corporate state is money. If more people buy vegetarian burgers than the meat ones, guess what? Burger King will have a full vegan menu if that's what starts happening. If they start making, that's where they'll go. So overall, I support. You got to be careful. It's a big corporation. They like to scam and lie and feed us and give us something. Oh, it's a veggie burger that's made from yoga mats, like Subway bread or whatever. So that's what I think on that. But good question. Kate Payton, thank you for supporting the show. Eating salads while traveling is a very small sacrifice in exchange for a survivable planet. No comparison. Temporary dissatisfied taste bud of one versus permanent non-existence of all. Kids need us now. All right, that's a great point. It's not a taste bud thing. It's a energy thing. It's not, I literally like, I spend so much energy and then I got to have energy on stage and I don't get great sleep on the road. So just, it's not just a taste buds. And I'm just like, like, I hear you. I hear you. And believe me, well before this live chat, I've been thinking, how can I go full vegan across the board all the time when I travel? It's easy to be, like, I've been home all of August. It's easy to be vegan in LA. It's easy. It's everywhere. You know, when we did Mississippi and Texas, and it wasn't as easy. So I literally don't have the energy. I lose my energy if I'm just eating salads and bread or something. Like it's hard, and I'm gluten free, and too much bread messes with me. I don't have the celiac thing. So I hear you, but it's more than just taste buds. I spend a lot of, this takes a lot. I'm been standing for 90 minutes. This takes a lot of energy. It takes a lot of energy. Thank you for support. Annie Rossi, Shaving Knuckles for Justice. Thoughts on challenges Dave Matheny will face if his run for Senate in Alaska. He's a Bernie supporter running versus Sullivan, and I challenger, an MD not supportive of Medicare for all. You know, I don't know enough about this race, but Alaska is interesting for these reasons. And one of the things, and I've talked about this before, so Alaska was one of the states where in the primary in 2016, the people of Alaska voted for Bernie Sanders. And this woman gave her superdelegates to Hillary. And when a young male reporter wrote her an email and said, "How are you doing? This is wrong." She was so condescending and talked down to him. And I was like, good Lord. If a male super delicate that was older talked down to a young, it would be the left, the Hillary feminist liberals would lose their shit over that. But this is okay. So I think Alaska is one of the states that Bernie could win. That's the thing the Democrats don't want to admit, or they don't want to let out. And I did a video on Texas. There's so many red states Bernie could win, right? So if he were to get the nomination, he's going to get LA, he's going to get New York and California for sure. Illinois, almost assuredly, right? The big Democratic strongholds. You know, he would get Oregon, he would get Washington, he would get Wisconsin, he'd get Michigan, get Pennsylvania, get Ohio probably, and then he gets Texas, then he gets Alaska, and then he picks off a couple of red states in there. A lot of red states voted for him in the primary. So having somebody like this gentleman that you talk about, Dave Matheny, in there, I think there's a lot of like Bernie style progressives who would be in the state houses and then in the Senate and Congress for those states. And that's when there's way more people that support Bernie than the media is letting us on to. So that's a good point. I think he could win that state. Jedi Mullet 77, boom! Shaver Knuckles for Justice. Remember, get to the bottom of the Rachel hysteria in Russia. Dude, one of my top questions I'm going to ask when I do like, person on the street interviews is like, so what do you think of Rachel Maddow? And I just want them to be like, who, what? Like, I want to ask. So hilarious. Yesterday you charged your car and I tanked up on alcohol. Good for you, Jedi Mullet. Fuck oil, absolutely. Jackson Facts, shave your knuckles for justice. As a vegan, I don't really eat salads ever, like at all. Mostly beans, rice, veggies, fruit, whole and grains. It's so easy. Please check out Nutrition Facts to find scientific proof the highest energy foods are plant-based. I know all of that. You guys got to listen to me when you don't travel for a living. I almost can guarantee you don't travel for a living when you say these things. I know all of those facts. Thank you for sharing them. It's good for this audience to hear these things. I have all those things in my house. I can buy all those things all over. When I'm in these small towns, man, where there's a steak and shake, a Kentucky Fried Chicken, a pizza place, and a diner. And on that diner menu is not beans and rice and plant-based. It's a salad, it's mashed potatoes, it's French fries, and then pork chops and meat and everything like that. If I'm lucky, there's like a grilled piece of fish. Like if I'm lucky. So I appreciate what you're saying. You don't travel for a living. Have you flown somewhere and then each day had to drive 4 or 5 hours to the next town and you don't have time to like search out? I can't Yelp the vegan. There's no time. So I hear what you're saying and I appreciate it. I know it. I will gladly share it with people. Thank you for supporting my show. Traveling for a living is a whole nother animal. Thank you. Jackson Facts, you're a huge inspiration to so many people. I love your work. You're so damn much. Keep fighting the good fight. Right on, Jackson Facts. And all of you like diehard vegans on the show, I'm not mad at you or anything like that. It just I'm doing my best. You got to understand that. I'm trying. And I think helping people, and I'm not saying you're doing this to me, but like shaming people that aren't vegans doesn't help the cause. Encouraging them, you could substitute this, you could substitute that. Jimmy and Steph are big meat eaters. They were, and now they're slowly swapping out meat for these vegetarian options. That's what you need people to do. Thank you. All right. Cureforcancer.co. So my blood sugar's dropping. Check out the Wikipedia article on Balfour Declaration signed at the end of World War I by Secretary Arthur Balfour to Lord Rothschild, promising to establish Israel because of the Rothschild support of the UK in the war. Okay, cool. Thanks. Good information, Cure for Cancer. I appreciate that. I love these discussions, even debates. Sorry to debate. Snork White Duke, I believe that Graham is correct, and vegan food in South Dakota is called beef jerky. Yeah, dude. When you say they don't even know what they're like, oh, vegan? Oh, does that mean no cheese on your hamburger? Like, they literally don't know what it means. Just telling you, go drive for 3 hours and go to a truck stop and see what the vegan. There's no 3-bean salad at the truck stop, man. Am I going to the UK, France, Germany, Scandinavia, Italy, Spain, New Zealand, Greece, Poland? Not yet, but we will. All right. So what was this? Oh, God, I forgot it. We're going to do... I know it was early on. I'm going to sing. Where was this? Now I forgot the song I was going to sing. Who suggested it? Oh, Surfing USA. You got it. Here we go. We're going to sing Surfing USA because I got to go. God, it's already... This was so great, everybody. 346 people watching, 378 likes. Fantastic. Love doing the show. I love the discussions, even the debates. I dig it. Surfing USA karaoke. So one of the reasons I found out why you can't hear the music when I do this karaoke is it actually could become a copyright violation. So I don't want it to play because, so I know it's weird. It's just me singing without music. But I don't want to get a copyright strike. That's huge. That's the bad thing. I cannot let that happen. So we're going to sing Surfing USA as shed. If everybody had an ocean across the USA, then everybody be surfing. Like California, you'd see them wearing their baggies and Huarache sandals too. A bushy blonde hair dude. Surfing USA. You'd catch them surfing at Delmar and Venturi Connolly, Santa Cruz and Trestles, Australia's Narrabeen, all over Manhattan and down Doheny Way. Everybody's gone surfing USA. We'll all be planning out a route we're gonna get real soon. We're waxing down our surfboards. We can't wait for June. We'll all be gone for the summer. We're on safari to stay. Tell the teacher we're surfing. Surfing USA. And then Haggerty's and Swami's, Pacific Palisades, San Onofre and Sunset, Redondo Beach, LA. All over La Jolla and Waimea Bay. Everybody's gone surfing. Surfing USA. Scotty, wax up my surfboard or you're fired. Spock, of all the souls I've known, his has been the most human. Everybody's gone surfing. Surfing USA. We'll all be planning out a route we're going to take real soon. We're waxing down our surfboards. We can't wait till June. You Klingon bastards, you killed my son. We're on safari to stay. Tell the teacher we're surfing. Surfing USA. And Haggerty's and Swami's and Pacific Palisades and San Onofre and Sunset and Redondo Beach, LA. All over La Jolla and Waimea Bay. Everybody's gone surfing. Surfing USA. To live and love and find your surfboard or boldly go on a 5-year surf safari where no man has ever gone before. Everybody's gone surfing. Surfing USA. Everybody's gone surfing. Surfing USA. Everybody has gone surfing. Surfing with you, USA. Everybody's gone surfing and surfing USA. That's it, everybody. Thank you so much. That was so fun. Thank you for supporting the show. You're all fantastic. I just want to give everybody quick shout outs. Jim, I'm a doctor, not a surfer. Thank you, Jedi Bullet 77. The Progressive Conscience. Love the show. Keep up the great work. Absolutely. Let's go through them all real quick. Ruth Benedict, hope you're feeling better. Jason Fax, thank you for talking veganism. A. Mares, we'll see you in Iowa City. Laura Glenny, right on. Yes, it's a Asajj brings it. Ruth Benedict, again, cureforcancer.co, right on. Thank you for sharing your thoughts. Larry Morrow. Corey Hineline, thank you. Cureforcancer.co. Jedi Milo 77 scripts to clips for series and flicks. Thank you so much. Cureforcancer.co. Philip Blair, Ruth Benedict, John Smith, Action for Asajj. Check that website out and get involved. John Smith again. Dan Howell, thank you. Lisa Larson, we'll see you in Ventura. Chelsea Seitz, right on. OTR Trucker. Max D, thank you. John Smith again. Ricky Williams, thank you for paying for people to get random questions asked. Jojo Britain's craziest worm-loving woman, right on cureforcancer.co. Rhonda Boy, but you said something shitty. Thank you for the donation, but you said something shitty. We had to block you. Ricky Williams, Boone, oopsie, so much. Cureforcancer.co. Sam Dean, right on. Bob Swanick. Andrew Dwyer, thank you. OTR Tucker. Sam Dean again. Mega Tom, so much Tom. The Thrash Trophyist, thank you so much. I think I got it right that time. Kilkenny B, cureforcancer.co. Jedi Mullet 77. M Beats. Michael Rose, thank you so much. Kay Payton, really appreciate your thoughts. Sam Dean, right on. Jay McGee, thank you. Jason Fax, Michael Carriage, thank you so much. AP, thank you for bringing that question to the floor. Sam Dean, right on. Oopsie, so much. The Trophyist, the Trash Trophyist, MB, right on. Finding Neo, hold on. Well, that means cureforcancer.co. Sam Dean, again, cureforcancer.co. Plantastic Life. Dominic, good to see you. A Mares, right on. Cuttafill, good to have you. Kay Payton, right on. Annie Rossi, thank you much. Jedi Mullet 77. Jackson Fax again. You're an inspiration to me. Cureforcancer.co. Finding Neo. Have you listened to the most recent episode of Tinfoil Hat? Gets to the Montauk Project in the relation to child abuse. No, I haven't, but thank you for bringing that up. I'll talk to Sam about that. Progressive Conscious, thank you so much for loving the show. Jedi Mullet 77, thank you for the Jim the Doctor. Great live stream, everybody. I love the questions, the discussions, even the debates. I appreciate it. See what I want to keep it civil. It's got to be civil and nice. Don't got to be a crazy troll. Everybody just makes it. It's okay. It's fantastic. 408 total likes, which is great. Really appreciate this. This Thursday, August 29th, 7 p.m. Pacific, I'm going to do Political Vigilante Game Show live. If you've never seen it before, check it out. There's 2 live versions on my YouTube channel. This one's going to be in the studio. My guests are going to be Jimmy Dore and Steph Zamorano. Annabelle Corley, thank you so much. We need to see an osteopath fix my arm. Russia has been busy again. Meddling in your arm health. Can't trust Putin. Screwed up your arm, of course. Love you. All happy. Have a safe week. Annabelle, we will see you in Australia. All my tour dates are at grahamelwood.com. Thank you all so much for watching. You are all making Gotham great again, and you're shaving your knuckles for justice.